I look at GCREC as like catching lightning in a bottle. You know, it's where innovation meets excellence. They're purpose-driven, and it's obvious that the team here loves what it's doing.
Our job here is to help our stakeholders be competitive. Way back in 1925, 100 years ago, and it was called the Tomato Lab, and it had one employee. Since then, it grew in Bradenton, and we had probably about 100 employees there. And our focus when the center was in Bradenton, when I started running it there, was predominantly on tomatoes at that center. And then I also ran another center in Dover, in the Plant City area, which was our strawberry lab. We then were able to build a brand new state-of-the-art facility that's located here in Balm, Florida.
The university here in Balm, the Balm Center they call it, it has just expanded and expanded and expanded. And I go down on the field days and see all the things that they're working on besides strawberry plants.
It allowed us to have a much larger critical mass of faculty and staff, allowing faculty to work in different disciplines and still work together on interdisciplinary projects.
GCREC, since 1925, has been offering solutions to issues that growers have.
We have been working with the Research Center for well over 40 years because I came 40 years ago and we were working with them then. We've used them for disease control. Way back in the day with Dr. Overman, we did it for nematode control. And most recently, in the last 25 years, it's been the new varieties. Dr. Zanel Dang handles the breeding, and the man is incredible. And I would say he's part of the success of our business because there's varieties right now that are major varieties for us. Probably half our varieties came from UF. We have Tapestry, we have Dot's Delight, which he graciously let me name after my mother when she was dying. We have Royal Flush. He does a great job with them. They're unique, and he's very easy to work with. He's so receptive.
This program has been going on in some form in strawberry breeding for at least 77 years. In 1952 was the introduction of a variety called Florida 90 by Albert Brooks in his research station in Spring Head, Florida, not very far from here. And that was the beginning of the development of Florida-bred varieties. And we've been continuing to improve them to this day. But we still have a lot of improvement that we can make in strawberries. Strawberries have so many different traits that can be improved. We can improve the sweetness, we can improve the aroma, we can improve the shelf life, we can improve the yield. And we've had a steady trajectory of improving all of these different traits incrementally over a long period of time. And our hope is that we just continue to do that so that the varieties that they grow are easier to grow than ever. And the strawberries that people buy in the supermarket are just better than ever.
In the weed science shop, we focus on targeted pest management, specifically weeds, where we look at technologies that can detect, identify, map weeds, and then apply control measures only where the weeds occur. Back around 2016, sometime in there, we started looking at ideas, how could we apply herbicides only where the weeds occurred? That was the beginning, and At this point now, my program is predominantly focused on this type of technology that uses AI to allow us to manage pests more efficiently.
As a plant pathologist, I study the different microorganisms that cause diseases on plants and ways to manage them. I feel that we're here because the growers wanted us here. So we're here to try to provide data, information that actually helps growers improve their practices and be more successful.
Florida is one of the largest producers of fresh market tomatoes in the United States, and so my growers care a lot about quality and obviously yield. So my job is to develop new cultivars that address their problems. There are a lot of challenges to growing plants in Florida. If you have ever tried to grow a tomato plant in Florida and it didn't work out for you, let me assure you, it is not you, it's them. The plants can be really challenging to grow, and so my job is to make it easier to grow them, and we do that through things like disease resistance and better heat tolerance, and obviously we care about better yield and size and quality because tomatoes are something you can visualize. It's something that you actually eat and you recognize as food, so when you see it in the store you know that this is a tomato, so the way it looks matters.
For 100 years, the faculty and students at GCREC have been laser focused on relevant applied science-based solutions for Florida families.
To accomplish that, I have an advisory council that's basically the who's who of agriculture.
We have a very symbiotic relationship in that what we bring to the council is what the concerns are of our growers, what the pending issues are to help make sure they're focused on the things of most concern.
Most recently, they helped us secure $30 million from the legislature to build a state-of-the-art artificial intelligence center focusing on applied agriculture. It's one of the only facilities in the United States that will be doing that. Our number one goal at this center is to work to help our growers and our stakeholders here stay competitive in a global environment. And it's become very, very challenging for our growers with the increased cost of labor and the lack of labor that's available. And that's leading us into working on new technologies, utilizing artificial intelligence, mechanical harvesting of crops to help reduce manual labor, and that'll help bring costs down as well.
Issues that we haven't been able to find resolution that gives us hope through the technology of artificial intelligence in this new center to address some of these areas to help, not only solve problems, at the end of the day, cut costs that are ever increasing.
So the Center for Applied Artificial Intelligence is going to focus on automating specialty crop production and on making it more efficient, those two things. First off, if you think about automation, right now most of the work in specialty crop production is done by hand, and it's expensive and we have trouble getting the labor. Automation allows us to compete on a global scale. So we believe that automating specialty crop production will completely transform how we grow vegetables and fruits across the state and the entire country.
One thing we're really interested in is using AI to detect and manage diseases more quickly and efficiently than we can currently by just scouting physically. And also coming up with smart sprayer technology that not only recognizes the disease but actually applies preventative materials only where it's needed.
After I see what it could do, and it is doing, I said, wow, that's going to be a whole different what they call a ball game for the berry industry and these other crops, because we're going to get information so quick that we ain't got to wait years to get it.
So the dream idea for AI is to develop a comprehensive system that can be used for all components of a production system developed here at GCREC, so the growers only have to learn one system and it covers everything from big data management down to their very focused management of a specific problem. That's the big dream.
Jack and his staff keep hiring these great researchers that come in, and they're able to stay on top of the issues we're having, and they are really good about adapting. If we get in the middle of the season and something crops up that we haven't seen before or dealt with, they're very agile to help get us back on track as growers.
And that's what I like most about the research station, is that when we call, they immediately answer. We're a very small industry. Okay, we don't make that big of a difference. There's 6 of us in the United States, and we're all right here. But they immediately respond. They always provide help. We're 2.5 hours away, and they'll come over and they'll go out to our fields, and it's, you know, the ground temperature sometimes can be 120 degrees, and they're walking on black muck, and we really appreciate them. We owe them a lot.
The University of Florida Agricultural Department has been a great plus for us farmers, and especially me. I've been directly connected with Jack Siegel, which is the director of the program down at Balm, and they do experiments and tests on my farm on a annual basis to collect information, and it gives us an ideas of what to do or what not to do on the farm. And they scientifically put the evidence together, and we can take it or we can leave it, but when it's overwhelming, we take what they tell us is the best management practice and we go with it.
This center in particular, we work very, very closely with our stakeholders. And I basically look at this as a symbiotic relationship. We all need each other and we all partner together.
It is critical that, you know, we have a facility and an asset like this with the labs that they have, and again, the staff that they have, and the researchers working on the issues that face us as growers. Without that, we'd really be lost in trying to remedy a lot of these issues.
They work on other things, blackberries, strawberries, blueberries. I mean, they got a number of different things that they work on to entice growers to expand or get into. And we need that.
I think of any of our growers, if you go back almost 100 years in time, could be brought back to life here 100 years later and see the technology and the advancements in science and how we're using CRISPR technology now and how we're using artificial intelligence in making predictions. They would just be in awe at how far the technology's come and what we're able to do as far as increasing production. And not just production, but the quality of our fruits.
The one thing I would like to do is just make people aware about the cutting edge science and technology that's occurring right here in their backyard.
You know, we're not only celebrating 100 years of service so far, we're actually laying the groundwork for another 100 years of successful agriculture in Florida.
Did you hear it? It said, eat me. That's good.